Yes. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at?
It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Do roll like a Mack truck, country heart. I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy cars, so you tat it up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up.
Hey guys, I'm Si and welcome to Ace Podcast Nation, the home of the Rhodri Giggs on Football Show. This is episode 1 or series 1, episode 11. Sorry, got really confused then because I had a load of sound in my ear which wasn't matching up with what was on screen. I apologise. The show's live on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Ace Podcast Nation, of course, you're home to many great shows and series featuring top guests, expert analysts and more. So please do give us a follow on social media, subscribe to that YouTube channel, click the bell for notifications, and of course, if you prefer your podcasts in audio format, you can check all our shows, including Rhodri Giggs on Football, on the Sports Social Podcast Network, the UK's first dedicated sports podcast network. And you can find this show and all the others at www.sport-social.co.uk. Each show's got its own little website and stuff like that. But just as we wait for a few latecomers to join us in the chat on the 3 platforms, a little Super 6 update. It's nothing really because we haven't had anything since the weekend. But as of last weekend, Richie Edwards had a good round. He was 14 points scored, but he just missed out on top spot, which went to Jamie Richards and I. Jamie also moved up to 3rd in the overall table. And Martin McCarthy also had a good round. He had moved up to 5th overall. Our new overall leader with his first week in top spot is Jason Payne. Gavin Gordon, ex Cardiff City striker, another great week, which means he's still top of the celebrity table. And I forgot my predictions, which means my lead over Rhodri is cut to 20 points. But the next round is tomorrow. It's 3:00. So get your predictions done. Not like me, who I forgot mine last week, which is I gave Rhodri 6 points. Not that it would have made a great deal of difference. I probably would have scored the usual 2 points. But I'm just letting him catch up slowly and surely. Got to, he had a late start. Got to give him a chance and that, innit? But yes, indeed. As always, I am joined by my co-host for the show, ex Salford City winger and manager, Mr. Rhodri Giggs. How goes it, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, I was just doing my soccer 6 then.
Yes, mate. There we go.
One of the games in it's postponed. That's weird, isn't it?
I know. I thought they'd wish they would switch it out or something. You'd think, wouldn't it? Because I don't know when it was postponed, mind, but you don't have a postponed game on there, do you? So it's like one less game for me to fail at, I suppose. But I'm just giving you a chance, mate, to catch up. I know you missed the first 5 or 6 games, but down to 20 points now. I'm going to let it get down to about 10, and then I'll start doing it properly, I think. But
well, you shouldn't be giving me a start. You've already given me a 5-game start, so
I'm nice like that. But mate, considering it's International Week, there is so much to talk about. It's unreal. It's been like the manager merry-go-round. We've talked about potential managers for various clubs over the last couple of weeks. But some of those managers have now come in. But just before we get to that, I wanted to talk to you about possibly one of the weirdest stories I've seen in football for a fair while, and that was involving the PSG and France women's team. So you had Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Aminata Diallo was arrested. She hasn't been charged with anything at the moment. I think she's been released without charge at the moment for basically being involved in an attack on a teammate, Chiara Hammerai, who they play in the same position. They both play for Paris and they both play for France. And they were leaving some sort of event or a restaurant or somewhere like this. And they were set upon by two masked men who, and they attacked Chiara Hammerai with an iron bar, targeting her legs, like proper, like they injured her, and they really sort of, she was out of the big Champions League game versus Real Madrid, which Diallo that played in. Very, very strange. It might turn out that she's got nothing to do with it. I don't know what they're basing their suspicions on, whether it was just because from what I've read, the masked men only attacked Hammerai. They didn't sort of attack Diallo, which had probably aroused suspicion, I guess. But it's a bit much. Is it a bit much to think that a footballer would target a teammate at international and club level just because of, basically competition?
The only thing that's similar I can think about this was, remember the ice skater? It was a woman ice skater, Americans.
That's right. I vaguely remember something.
And they were going for the Olympics, and one of them injured the other or something along the lines, or I don't know anyway. But it's deep, that, isn't it? It's obviously they're not manly enough to use the fist. They have to use iron bars as well. So
yeah, it's crazy. It seems like they were targeting her legs, which makes you think that it was designed to stop her playing football, basically. Whether this woman was involved or the teammate was involved or not.
Nothing to do with if they over the head, they might kill her with iron bars.
Yeah. Well, I suppose, yeah, but it's weird.
You just look at there's no smoke without fire. Where would that come from? Because I've heard it days ago.
It's random, isn't it?
Yeah, it's there's no smoke without fire. Really, you can't really say that. But then it is strange if they're together and they only attacked her. Is one white and one black as well? Yeah.
They also said a lot of their teammates, and also I think it was the president of PSG or someone of authority, I'd have to double check who that was, gave a statement saying that the two girls get on really well. So they think there's nothing to that sort of accusation, but it's a mad story, like really crazy story. And I saw a few people kind of on social media, not loads, but a few people kind of saying how if it turns out that Diallo is responsible or was involved in any way, it's going to really drag down women's football, sort of, it's going to knock it back a few years and stuff. Like, just because you haven't seen anything like that in the men's game, I don't necessarily correlate the two, and I don't necessarily think that it damages the women's game.
You have these freak incidents that you've never heard of before. You probably never see it again. So, or maybe it turns out that it's not the case, and it's just a random attack. It's just really is random, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a crazy story, and I mean on the lines of sort of law and order, I suppose, and punishment. David Ibbotson, pilot of the fated Emiliano Sala flight, was jailed for 18 months. First thing I said to you when you texted me and said he'd been jailed for 18 months is I said he'll be out in 6, which unfortunately, look, I think I said on this show actually a couple of weeks back, I hope he gets a long sentence. I hope he gets the maximum they can give him to sort of set an example. I believe that he's responsible in a very large part, along with the agents involved. But I was also worried that he wasn't going to get any jail time at all. So I suppose I should be happy in some ways that he got at least 18 months. But I do think he'll be out pretty quick. What was your first reaction when you heard that he'd got 18 months? Were you expecting him to get some sort of jail term?
Oh, most definitely, especially the stuff that he was saying on text messages, the stuff that the little bits of it that I've seen. Oh yeah, most definitely, it's definitely a cover up. They're trying to cover themselves, and yeah, it's just a sad story. You know, blokes come over for the move of his life and end up dying in it because someone's, you know, trying to skimp and trying to not pay the proper fees and just a proper plane that's airworthy at least. And yeah, it's just a sad story all around, and you should just 18 months is nothing.
It's nothing, is it, when you consider the heartache which his family have been through. And what you've also, I think people sometimes forget is, like, apart from the plane not being airworthy and all that stuff, is the guy or the person that he chose to fly the plane and arranged for it and etc. Like, he knew full well that that guy wasn't supposed to be doing commercial flights. He wasn't supposed to be flying at night because he was colorblind. Like that, those two things on their own is mind-blowingly.
Yeah, it's
like,
just. But you know, they've obviously done it before, so
yeah, that's it. How many times did he do it and get away with it?
Yeah, it's just the plane. You know, just caught up with him, the plane, and it was a terrible accident. And that's one that could have been prevented easily.
100%. Rob Boyle says, "Don't reckon he'll see the inside of a jail cell myself." So, what do you say to that? I think.
I will.
Yeah, I think he sees some. I don't think he'll be in there long. I've got to be said. So he's got a 18-month prison sentence for endangering an aircraft with a 3-month suspended sentence. Is that a 3-month? Yeah, 3-month sentence to run concurrently for attempting to discharge a passenger. I think he'll have to see some. You know, he'll have to go to prison in some way.
Oh yeah, most
even on appeal, they might reduce it, but. It's shocking, mate. I said, and the other thing I said to you, mate, in the video was, I really hope now that he's been prosecuted, that they go after the agent and his father, who were so massively entrenched in the involvement of it and the dodginess of the aircraft, the company they used, David Ibbotson, everything about it. The agents had their hands in it, and I would like to see. If the police are not going to go after him, I would like to see the football authorities at least go after him and at least kind of punish them that way, because otherwise these people will still do, they'll keep doing it. They'll keep doing these cut corners, putting young people, any people at risk. And I just for the sake of a few extra, a couple of $100,000 here and there, I'm kind of fed up with football agents, but there we go. There is some good ones around, I know that, but there's also a lot of shady ones. Have you ever come across any really shady football agents over the years, mate?
Oh yeah, 100%.
There's I think it is better,
not to the extent where they're gonna possibly kill someone,
of course.
But 100%. I could tell I could tell you your managers as well, who liked a lot of that brown envelope, but we don't want to get in trouble.
No, we don't want to get in trouble. Allegedly, obviously, everything, innit? But I think things have got better on that front generally. Compared to I think the 80s, 70s, 90s, there was a lot of the old brown envelopes going around, wasn't there? And there was, if you remember, the sort of mid 90s. There was a period in the tabloids and the newspapers when journalists actually used to investigate stuff and not just write about social media posts. There used to be all sorts of stories about bungs and bribes and things within managers and footballers. You felt like it was almost every week. You had that. Was it Sven when they dressed up as a sheikh? The journalist, I forget who that was. And obviously you had Sam Allardyce lost his job as England manager because of a video which was taken of him. It's it's one of them things. I think unfortunately it's the darker side of football, And so in America, on the Vice TV channel, they've got these series called Dark Side of. So they got Dark Side of the Ring, which is about wrestling, and each episode looks about like historic like things which used to go on outside the ring back in the 80s and 90s, whether it's like drug taking or this guy who'd killed people, and all these different dark sides of the sort of story. And I think they've done it on American football as well, and they've done it on music. I would really, because they make this such well-made documentaries, I really hope they go and make a similar series on the dark side of football, or the dark side of soccer. It would probably be, because it's in America. But like, I think there's some real stories about like just the dark side of football, the bribery, the bullying, and like if you think of like who was that guy who got jail time recent, like in the last year or so? It used to be a coach of like young footballers.
Benny.
Yeah, that's it, Benald. Yeah. So I mean, like, there's all sorts of stories like that, which I think go back years.
Even now, look at the Benjamin Mendy stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Benjamin Mendy.
Signisson,
Tell you what would be a really a good story as well, or a good documentary, if they would do it the same way they've done the others, is obviously you've got like the Ched Evans story, which, that's like the other side of it, isn't it? Like, he went through all the stuff and then sort of come out the other side. I think his career never recovered, though, did it? At the end of the day, like, he's never quite hit the heights that he was at, because he lost a couple, I think a good couple of years of his career. Like, when he went to jail, he was at his peak, and he was just made the Wales squads. But I'd like to see that series, mate. 100%. So let's have a look at these comments. Anything interesting at the moment? So look, yes, I had a good birthday yesterday. Thank you to everyone who wished me happy birthday. Appreciate that.
What was it, your 50th? Was it 40th?
40, yeah, cheeky bastard. It's the grey, mate. It makes me look distinguished. So I'm told. No, it was all right. It was good. I nice chilled evening. I got a nice bottle of red wine off my brother as well, which I'll be looking forward to. I was hoping I was going to drink it tomorrow, but I got to pick my son up from work after the internationals from Cardiff City Centre, so I don't think I'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'll have to find a nice evening for that. But I'm looking forward to that. Right, mate. We're gonna have to start on these managers, because there's been a lot of movement over the last week or so in terms of managers. I think what we'll do is we'll start in the Championship and we'll move our way up to the Premier League. So Chris Wilder took over at Middlesbrough after Neil Warnock. I don't know, maybe I'm not as deeply entrenched in Middlesbrough as I was probably about a year ago when Andy was on the channel more. We were, obviously, he's been a Borough fan. We used to talk about Borough quite a lot. I was shocked when Neil Warnock left. I didn't expect it. I thought he was doing okay. He got off. They'd had a good start to the season. Has sort of gone a bit towards the last couple of weeks. Do you think it was more that Chris Wilder was available and he was being linked with Cardiff and Barnsley and all these clubs, that Borough decided he was the man for the job and they needed to move quick? Or do you think Warnock would have gone either way?
Well, by the sound, it's a weird one because they didn't lose as well. And I think they've got a good relationship, though, with Gibson and Warnock. So they've obviously talked it out. Warnock's not a spring chicken anymore. What's he, 75? No.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, do you think he's done now, Warnock?
I don't know. You never know. He's full of life, isn't he? So, but you never know. What a job pops up and you'll see him again. But he's been a good manager. But I don't know what he was smoking with his manager list, top manager list. Have Fergie.
Oh yes, mate. Let's talk about that. Neil Warnock.
You can have someone who's top of the list who's at the Premier League but never won the Champions League. That's just flawed straight away. So he's obviously got he doesn't like Fergie, or Fergie's rubbed his nose off the wrong way.
Well, you know what it is, isn't it?
Even a team having fourth is like, shut up, Neil.
He was so off for TalkSport, Neil Warnock did his top 5 managers of the Premier League era, I think it was. 5 best ever Premier League managers. So first and foremost, he had number 1 was Arsene Wenger. Where's the list?
Which is just a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, of course it is. Well, the thing with it is, and someone pointed this out on social media, I forget who it was when I asked, but they said he's got a problem with Giggs because, he's got a problem with Fergie because that last game of the season when Tevez was there, Sheffield United went down after United lost to West Ham, and United fielded a very weak side, didn't they? And then West Ham, won.
His argument was, Arsene Wenger changed the game and blah, 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 blah. Shut up, Neil.
Not having that at all. So he had Fergie fourth.
Talking about brown envelopes. But go on, moving swiftly on.
Allegedly. So Fergie was 4th, Pep was 2nd, Klopp was 3rd, and I forget who was the 5th one.
Jose Mourinho.
So I don't dispute.
So 2 of them in the top 3 have not won the Champions League in the Premier League. Klopp has. Fergie has. Don't think even Mourinho has. So I know it's for the Premier League.
Well, Mourinho has, haven't he?
He's not won the Champions League in the Premier League, though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right, okay.
He won it.
He won it elsewhere, didn't he? With Madrid and right, got you.
I don't think he won it with Madrid. He won it with Porto, Inter Milan.
But who would you add to that list? So if you're looking at Premier League managers, who would you add to that list?
The list is right, but it's just in the wrong order.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What's your order
then, mate?
Alex
Ferguson. He's won 13 Premier League medals, right? Arsene Wenger won what? 2, 3? Okay, he went all season without getting beat. But what do you get for that? Nothing. So I don't see the point of that. So, it's not even second for me. I'd put. You've got to argue with Klopp or Pep. It's one of them 2, innit?
So, do you know the reason I would put Klopp ahead of Pep, and people might find this a bit controversial, I don't know, is when I look at the job which Klopp did at Dortmund, no one else has been able to replicate that in terms of competing with Bayern Munich. Not even close, I don't think. I think that's a fair statement.
Pep, the Barcelona team he had, the $1 billion.
But is that the player? It's the players, though, isn't it?
Manchester City. So Klopp's had less funds and less things to work with, and he's got really good results.
Won the title with Liverpool for the first time in what was it, 23 years or something? No other. Brendan Rodgers came close.
It was more than that. It was like 30 years or something.
Oh, okay. So and Brendan Rodgers, he came close, didn't he, that 1 year until Stevie slipped?
Yeah, but they won it. When did they win it? 1991. Last time they won it.
Yeah, so I think I'd go Fergie, Klopp, Pep, and then you could take your pick out of Mourinho. I'd probably go Mourinho.
Then there's an argument about Mourinho and Arsene Wenger. If you're going to choose Wenger or Mourinho had Wenger's number every time they played each other.
So, remember what we said on Friday, mate? That Harry Maguire would score a goal. He's just scored.
Yeah, but he scored for England. He scored for Tottenham.
Who are they playing?
In the European. He's still down tools for 3 months.
No, Harry Maguire, mate, not Harry Kane.
Pardon?
Harry Maguire, not Kane.
Harry Maguire scored.
Yeah.
Well, this is what Roy Keane mentioned before it started. This is where you should get away from United. Get away from the negativity and go to England where you're going to have a jolly up and going to be easy and get your confidence back. Where Rashford and Greenwood have said, no, I'm going to stay. Maguire, I'm glad he's gone and I hope he plays well and gets some confidence back because that's what we need. We don't want to have a stinker and then come back. Because what's that good for us? You want to go away, have a good experience, then come back, feeling good, not, can I back here again?
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to talk about United in a bit, but back on Middlesbrough very quickly. Chrissy Wilder, I know Andy thinks exceptionally high end of him. He thinks he's a great manager. He played under him. But how do you think he will do at Middlesbrough? you think it's a good fit?
Yes. Yeah. Expect them to have a good run in the Championship this year and possibly promoted next year, because he is a good manager, but he does need time. I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, I do. I think he did a tremendous job at Sheffield United. And I think I mentioned before that I think he was they were happy with him when he was in the top 6 for 3/4 of the season. And then the next season, when he got relegated, they were done with him straight away. And I think you got to take the rough with the smooth for a little bit.
Well, the Aston Villa should have had a goal against them when
of course he did. Yeah,
the VR wasn't working, or the goal technology wasn't working for the one only time that's happened. So, and then
that's all the more reason as well to give him a bit of extra time when he's been stitched up like that.
The pandemic, Sheffield United fed off the home crowd, home, and that was gone. So, and I think they suffered from that massively, because Bramall Lane was a fortress from it, and the fans got behind him. So, there's a few things that went against him, but you can't knock what he did. He got him promoted. He had a really good season, the first Premier League season, and then the pandemic hits, and then it all goes into downward spiral, and they get rid. So, and look where they are now. So, yeah, it's he's a good manager, and it's a good fit, like I said.
100%, mate. So, also we had, like with Chris Wilder, I think Middlesbrough, they made some good signings in the summer. I think they strengthened their squad. I think he'll probably want to bring in a couple of his own players in January. But I do think that Middlesbrough could go on and finish the season quite strongly. And I think, like you said, if they give him time, which Steve Gibson, by the way, is renowned for being a good owner and giving his managers time to bed in and give, they're 14th on 22. They're way ahead of kind of the Hull City in the bottom 3 on 12. The nice 10-point cushion there. They're only 4 points off the playoffs. If he gets off to a flyer, like what Mick McCarthy did at the start of his reign, where you win like 6 or 7 on the bounce, they're going to be in the playoffs anyway. So it's early enough in the season. You've got the January window as well. They can use that January window, if things don't quite get off to a flyer and they're just sucked into the relegation a little bit, then he can bring in players accordingly. If they're up in, 6th, 5th in a couple of weeks, he can bring in players to make a push to retain that playoff place. I think it's a good shout, and I think it's a good time to make the change. I said again a couple of weeks back, I said, this international break is the best time. If you're going to make a change to a manager, it's like in the first part of the season, I think this is the best break to do it, because your manager's got a little period before Christmas, then you've got all the Christmas games, and then you've got that time to prepare for the January window to plan for the rest of the season accordingly. Once you get past Christmas, you are kind of really under pressure to just salvage the season. So I think it's a good shout. But also in the Championship, Cardiff City, their owners did a massive U-turn and decided that Steve Morrison was the right man for the job. He's got it. Mark Hudson is first team coach. I talked to someone a couple of days ago and said that I would like to see Steve Morrison get it till the end of the season and then them have a look around and make a really good informed decision long term.
You seem to think that he was doing a good job, and I said, he had to win, and then he did win. So they've obviously seen progression. It's obviously been good noise around the training ground, and they've given him the job, and rightly so. So we'll see what happens and see how they get on. But obviously the performances have turned around, and they've started getting a tune out the players. So why change it again?
Yeah, I think it's a very intelligent decision. He's got it till the end of the season, but they've also brought in former Cardiff captain Mark Hudson as his first team coach. Mark Hudson, not only a massively experienced footballer, beloved by Cardiff fans, which helps, but also
See, what they've done there is that when they bring like ex-players in, some of obviously the players there will still be friendly with them. So,
yeah,
you know, the playing squad will give an extra 10-15% because they obviously like them. And you know, the worry you've got at the end of the season, what do they do then? You know,
if they do well,
we just see how they go on, and hopefully they climb the table and do well.
Yeah, Mark Hudson, mate. He was a phenomenal player for Cardiff, but also in 2014 he joined Middlesbrough, and then as a coach. And then when David Wagner left, he took over the Huddersfield team for, I think it was about a month, maybe 2 months, and he did a phenomenal job. And I remember talking to Andy about it and saying, like, I wouldn't be against him getting a chance as manager. He did a great job as a manager. So I think he's got that experience of coaching and managing as well. Steve Morrison's got the familiarity with the players already. The players, by all accounts, the feedback has been they love playing for him. He's familiar with the young players at the football club because he's been working with the under-23s. It makes sense to not rush a decision to get a new manager in. If you've got someone there who knows the players, you've brought in someone who's got a bit of experience as well. Why wouldn't you wait until the end of the season? Because you don't know who's going to be available at the end of the season as well. So, like,
they might have looked around and thought, you know what, no one suited us. Maybe they wanted Chris Weldon and he'd gone somewhere else. You don't know. Like I say, they've done a good job. The noise of coming out of the training ground is good, and they spoke to experienced players, and they're happy to keep with the management that they've got. You know, give them to the end of the season and see what happens. I'm pretty sure, you know, if they start to dip and they start to go down, then they'll probably talk about it then. But I can't see that happening. I can see him doing well, because you always get a good response when you got ex-players or, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this playing squad reacts to it, doesn't it, in a positive light?
You do get a reaction, especially if they're good guys as well.
Yeah, and I think the one thing which Steve Morrison has straight away installed is like a real backbone to the team. He's, you know, you see in the players running that extra yard. I guess you could say, mate, that the team has got balls, and support for the Rhodri Giggs in Football show is brought to you by Manscaped, who are the men's below the waist grooming champions of the world. You can get an exclusive offer at the moment. It's 20% off, free shipping worldwide, and you want precision tools for the family jewels, mate. But they also, you know, they've got a 4th generation lawnmower trimmer here, lawnmower 4.0, all across Europe and the world available, and you can join over 4 million. Well. So what one there you got the ball toner and the ball deodorant, mate, which comes as part of the precision pack. But I said to you, like that, I think it was the deodorant. It might have been the toner, but the deodorant, which is, I think it's like anti-chafing and all this sort of stuff. Good if you're doing like sports or like bike riding, things like that. A lot of running.
Different gravy,
mate.
Change the game.
I was like, why? Yeah, it's absolute game changer. I was like, why have I not used this for the last 40 years? It was unreal. I cannot put that over enough. It was just unreal. And like, you know, I got the spiel to say that you can join over 4 million men and women worldwide who trust Manscaped, and we got the code 20% off. But I do want to talk about like the that lawnmower 4.0. I used it to trim my beard the other day. You can use it to shave any part of your body, and it's a proper, really good shaver, and it comes with a couple of guards for if you want it a bit longer and stuff like that. But I used it to do the edges of my beard and stuff. It was absolutely big superb.
Them shavers for shaving, but I used it. I'm going to use like a clean shaven, but used it. It's really good. It's probably one of the best ones I've ever used. I used to use the wall ones, but it was better than that. It was miles better. And,
well, mate, go on.
No, it's and then like you say, the ball deodorant. You think, oh, is this going to sting? But no, it's just
yeah, mate. Unreal, game changer, mate. 100% game changer. And I know, like, we've got some ladies who watch, and they do female products as well. And I know, like, the lawnmower 4.0 is supposed to be good for if you need to shave your legs and you need to do it quick, and you haven't got much time to do it. Get the lawnmower 4.0, shave it quickly, nice precision performance. And look, over the years,
we need to let Gerrard know. That's what it's for, Gerrard. You need to be shaving your balls. That's why you've got ball toner.
That's it, mate. It's
ball deodorant. And obviously give it a clean and then give it the old shave.
It's beautiful, mate. I'm bloody 40, and I like to keep things tidy, especially as you get older.
Yeah, but I'd let myself go. So it was like the Jackson 5 down there. So
that's it, mate. All you need. Just but it's like I was surprised, mate. I got to be honest. Like, I've tried many different beard trimmers and all these different things, and I seem to go through them non-stop. I've almost felt like I got one once a year, just a different one, because I just didn't quite like it. It's got a torch on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. So when you press it on, it's got a torch on it to help you get that precision as well. But I was just amazed at the quality of it, because it's the thing I used to struggle with was I always the width of it would always be too wide, or too small, so I couldn't get in all the gaps and stuff. But it was superb, and I'm fully on board with the toner and the deodorant as well. Very, very impressed. It's
boxer shorts. Were they boxer shorts or gym tights?
Well, they're made boxer shorts, but they're made with special material and stuff to avoid chafing. Yeah, they were unbelievable. They reminded me of the Calvin Kleins, which came out a few years ago. But I was they're so comfy. So yeah, there's so much stuff on the Manscaped website. It's Christmas coming up, and all I can say is use the code GIGS. Get yourself 20% off. Get some gifts for your friends. And, of course, you're supporting the show and the channel by doing so. It's worldwide free shipping as well. So you get 20% off whatever the price is, whatever you buy. You also get free shipping. The delivery is super quick as well. So, I cannot tell you. You can also get things such as the Weed Whacker, which is like an ear and nose hair trimmer. That's not something which I've ever thought about, mate. I've got to be honest, but I did notice the other day. I had a couple of.
I ordered the nose trimmer.
Did you? I've overused the code.
I always use them. But I've lost me once. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll get that one because of the
Weed Whacker, mate.
Yeah.
But it's waterproof, and it's got a 9,000 RPM motor on it, 360-degree accuracy, dual blade system, top quality stuff, mate. Top quality gear. Nobody, not even Santa, wants hairs under the chimney. There you go. But check out manscaped.com. Support Ace Podcast Nation.
Yeah, and if you get one and use the code over Christmas, I'll be down in Wales. I'll buy a nice Christmas lunch. Couple hours. Nice
there you go, mate. There you go.
Can't do more than that, can you?
Have a Christmas party, beers.
There you go.
There we go. But appreciate us. Support the channel, support the show. No, they're not lawnmower sized, James Costley. Little thing like that. Come on, mate. Come on. The Weed Whacker is
it's
that.
Got hands-free holder as well. So you
I forgot about that. The charger.
Yeah, so you don't have to carry around the charger. The holder comes separate, which is good as well.
Yeah, so you can just store it. It stands up, the charger. I'll bring the charger next week so we can show. But it stands up like that, so it looks tidy in your bathroom or your bedroom.
A little Christmas present, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So the pack which we got was I think it's called the performance package. Comes with the lawnmower 4.0, the ball toner, the ball deodorant, a t-shirt, and the charger, which just comes with a stand as well. That is like the ideal gift for the man or woman in your life. Use the code GIGS, get 20% off. Support the channel, support the people. But we move on, my friends. So we're going to move from the Championship into the Premier League, mate. And there's been some movement in the managerial market. We'll start with Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard in. The Rangers fans, mate, are not happy. They are not happy at all. I saw a few burning of shirts. I saw someone punching a cardboard cutout of Stevie G. Are they right to feel let down, or should they just wish him well and kind of get on with it?
Look where he was when he come.
Just look, he's done a very, very good job, hasn't he?
Just have a look where he was when Steven Gerrard come to Rangers. Be thankful he's been there, sorted your club out, left it in fantastic position. You're Premier League champions, but no, you want to start hating on him. He's come there. It was always going to be a stepping stone. Let's have it right. And let's have it right. Glasgow Rangers is one of the biggest clubs in Britain, but they're in the Scottish League and not in the Premier League. So it was always going to be, and Christian Purslow, the connection there, Aston Villa. Aston Villa is also a massive club, won the European Cup. So yes, they're probably the biggest club in Birmingham. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me, really. But to be upset with Steven Gerrard, do me a favour. You're in the Division 1, languishing in there, and now you're league champions. You're in the Europa League, flying, and he's left the squad in a better place than he arrived. So yeah, just get over it.
I think the only reason maybe they could be a bit frustrated is obviously he's put him in a good position this season, haven't he? And Celtic, like Rangers, haven't won back-to-back titles for a long time, have they? So I guess they were hoping that they were going to pick Celtic to victory again. But look,
when you go into a club, seeing Donna there saying how many trophies we win. Sometimes it's not about the trophies win, but he did stop Celtic winning the 10th in a row, which is important there. He won the league when he left them, but when he come there, they were rubbish and they were languishing in League One. He got into the Premier League. Yes, they didn't do well in the first league, but they consolidated, and then the next year they went on and won it. What more do you want? And he's left them in a great position. So, I don't know what they're upset about.
Got him back in the Champions League. He got him back in the Champions League. Were you surprised that he went to Villa and didn't wait to maybe take over from Klopp?
I am surprised, because I thought he was going to be Rangers, and then as soon as Klopp leaves, he's Liverpool bound. But he wants to get into the mix of it. And I would take him at Manchester United tomorrow. That's a big statement from where he is. But that type of person, no, it'll never happen. But that type of person, that's why we need like a, Roy Keane. He's winner on that ilk. No bullshit. No, you either do it my way, it's down the road, and he gets the best out of the players. I think Roy's a bit more probably abusive, should I say? But no, Steven Gerrard, for me, he's been a top player, one of the best that I've ever seen in the Premier League, if not one of the best. So, and he's going on to be just as good as a coach and as a manager. And I'm not frightened in saying it, even with Liverpool connections. I've always liked Steven Gerrard, and I will always like Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, but he generally conducts himself pretty well as well in terms of, even in his career. I know he had one or two little things, but generally he's pretty professional and stuff like that. I mean, he's only won one trophy as Rangers manager, I just checked, but he's won a load of individual awards as manager and as a coach. So,
no, but like I say, I'll go back side. It's how you go into a club and you think, right, I need to go in there, make an impact, and leave. And if I end up leaving, I don't get sacked. I leave as a better place, and he's done that. So yes, they're probably upset because they know how good he is. But you just got to wish him well and thank him, and just he's back to where Rangers belong. He's at the top of the league and fighting for titles and being in Europe, and he's just going on to bigger and better things now, which is the Premier League.
Yeah, and I think let's be realistic. Villa's probably another stepping stone for him if things go well. The idea, I would imagine, would be for him to have a good few seasons at, good, say 2 or 3 seasons at Villa, take them back up towards the top 10. Liverpool are going to want him then,
isn't well at Villa. He's flying at Villa, and then 2 years down the road, so that would then we'll know where his loyalty lies. Will he stay with Villa or will he leave to Liverpool? Pretty sure I know an answer. Yeah.
Do you think John Terry will be a little bit upset that he hasn't got that job? Not that I know if he went for it, but I would imagine he did. He's a former a recent assistant manager there, did a very good job there. Would he be a little bit put out, do you think, that he didn't get the job? Or do you think that he's probably got other plans? Or
no, you've got to look at some people, in my eyes, go the easy option.
Okay.
And he went the easy option. Steven Gerrard has done his apprenticeship. He did it at Liverpool, the under-18s for 2 years. Then he went on to Rangers and done 3 years. That's 5 years experience as a manager. John Terry has 0 experience as a manager. 0. So it's a gamble. Steven Gerrard is not a gamble. Why would you gamble?
Yeah, I agree. I do agree, actually. I think Gerrard's much less of a gamble than someone who's never managed a first team. I'd also
I have no doubt that John Terry will be a good coach, but why would you gamble?
Yeah,
Steven Gerrard is a sure thing. I guarantee you that now. He is a sure thing. He will make that team better, and he'll get Villa up the league. Because
here's a question for you,
I have confidence in, and just watching, knowing the football, knowing the game, and knowing how he operates, and watching him speak, watching how he interacts with his players. Yeah, there's only one way he's going. So John Terry is a gamble.
Owen Jones puts a good question to you, and I know there's a few other questions there. I'm going to get to those questions in a little bit as we get to those subjects. But Owen Jones says, what does Gerrard have to do to be a success at Aston Villa? Dean Smith finished 11th last year and is sacked now.
Top 10. That's why they've got rid of Dean Smith, and that's why they brought someone like Steven Gerrard. But they have to have, he saved funds. They've bought some players this year, but they're not Steven Gerrard's players. So I'm pretty sure it'll bring in quality players as well. So as a player, you can identify good players. I think better. Yeah. Especially at his level. So, I can only see him getting better. He's got a good coaching team around him. Gary McAllister experience, and the other kid, I can't remember his name, that's big up there that he used in Rangers as well. So, I don't think you'll see any set piece coaches there. But Do
you think Dean Smith was a little bit hard done by, or do you think it's just the way football is now? He'd lost a few games and kind of just he knows the score.
Yeah, you've lost a £100 million player and you brought in a load of players, but sometimes we've seen that before. It doesn't work. How you Gareth Bale went and they brought a load of players and that didn't work. So sometimes it takes time to bed these players in. And Jack Grealish was a focal point for Aston Villa, and now he's gone.
Has he been let down by those players if he's brought in?
Pardon?
Has he been let down by the players he's brought in? Because I don't think any of them have really performed.
No, not necessarily. He had a good start, and then he's kind of dipped a bit. I remember they played against us at Old Trafford. They looked decent. So
yeah, I think, and people forget, Aston Villa's a big club, mate. If they back Gerrard and he does do a similar job to what he's done at Rangers, I think there's a chance there to build a bit of a legacy just at Villa without having to go to Liverpool. If he can return trophies to, like a League Cup or something to Aston Villa, I really believe that would be something really special, mate.
It's difficult to me. You say League Cup. City have won that the last 4 years. I know.
I know. It's not as easy as that, but I just mean if he was able to.
Newcastle will be after that now. Everton will be after it. No, all these big teams are after it. It's not easy to win a cup. So will he put all his eggs in one basket when that comes round again next year, instead of playing his squad players and because he needs his strongest for the league? But that's how they usually do it there. And obviously the bigger teams have got stronger squads. That's why they get to the final, i.e. City 4 times in a row. So it's not going to be easy for him. But, Birmingham, it used to be the second biggest city. I don't think it is anymore. I think Manchester took over. But, it's the biggest club in Birmingham, easily, for me. Probably West Brom, Wolves, Birmingham, Villas. Yeah, it's the bigger club.
I think Newcastle have changed the game a bit, haven't they, in terms of what
Newcastle is different.
Those sort of middle of the road teams at the moment go on and do.
Yeah, Newcastle will be a top 6 side now. The owner's got 10 times as more money than City. The guy's got a different amount of money, so it's just a matter of time before that happens. But it's going to be like 2 or 3 years down the line before that happens. But they're going to be in the mix for the trophies now. So it's getting harder, but he wants to go and test himself, and that's what you've got to admire. He's thinking, I've done well here, but I want to try and test myself there, and you've got to admire that. And I believe he'll do that as well. So, like I say, I've always liked Steven Gerrard as a player, as a person, the way he spoke. It's a pity he played for Liverpool.
Yeah, shame, isn't it? Fergie wanted him at one point, didn't
he? He did. He did, yeah.
God, could you imagine? Gerrard and Scholes in midfield.
Gerrard, Scholes and Keane in midfield. Imagine that.
Unbelievable. So then Lampard also looking to get back into management. It looked for the majority of the week as if he was going to go to Norwich. I always felt like that was a weird fit. I didn't think it was a good fit. A few hours ago today, they've announced that, or it's been announced that he's pulled out of talks with Norwich. I got to say, I don't think it was a good fit. I actually think Lampard to Rangers, from a football point of view, is a pretty good fit. But
you think that's why he's pulled out?
I think that's why he's pulled out. The only thing someone put in the chat. Someone put in the chat that he's got young kids and he might not want to uproot them. But then he was travelling from London to Derby, and his missus was working in London.
To London than Derby, surely. Norwich is closer to London than Derby, surely.
I don't know, mate. You know me and geography.
I'm pretty sure it is. If not, it's probably 10, 15 minutes different either way. Because Norwich is down south. It's Suffolk.
But like the Norwich job to me, mate, right? For someone of Frank Lampard now who's looking to make a statement, because he did well at Derby, got the big job, and it didn't quite pan out.
He's not wanting to go to Norwich. How the hell is he going to go to Glasgow Rangers? He's got a family.
What? Because, mate, of course, that I agree. That's
600 miles away.
No, and that's what I was saying. From a football point of view, I think the Rangers job makes sense. I don't think it did, and no one knows today. It'll be up to him and his family to decide. But what I was saying is, from a football point of view, I could see Rangers being a good fit for him. And also, like, he had the Derby job, did a great job, then got the big Chelsea job. It didn't quite pan out for him. I do think at another club he would have got a bit more time. So you don't know.
Let me just stop you there. What great job did he do at Derby?
Well, he got him. He was getting them competing for the playoffs, mate. They were competing in the playoffs. More than they've done since. Pretty much the same as what they were doing previously. But they played good football.
Half of them were Chelsea players. Yes. Loan, his mate.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just think Norwich job's a bit of a poison chalice for someone in his position, because they look like they're going to go down. They're not going to spend a great deal of money. They kind of want to do it on the same sort of squad they've had for the last couple of years. I just think it's a lose-lose situation, because even if he stays, even if he keeps him up, if he went in there now and they keeps him up this year, they've got a battle relegation and then probably go down next year, and he gets sacked. So it's like, from his point of view, I felt like it wasn't a good fit. But
you don't know if he's gone there, and they've said, well, there's hardly no money, and he's looked at the squad, and like you said,
yeah, there's lots of different reasons, but he's pulled out of talks at the moment.
But there's still a long time left in the season, to go in there think, oh, I'm going to get relegated. Can't have that negative attitude. Yeah, but you've got to know what you're going to be able to bring in, and
Oh, and Jones says Potter is the best English manager around for me. There we go. Not having it. Oh, he's doing a phenomenal job, mate. That's all we could say is he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
wouldn't say he's the best English manager around, but he's doing
people sleep on people that have done a good job for years and just forget about it. Someone has a good season, and he was fighting relegation last year. So Sean Dyche, she's English. She's been in the Premier League with Bale and a shoestring good budget.
He did do a good job at that Swedish club, didn't he? For like 7 years, 5 years, 6 years. Oh, I've forgotten what their name. I'm gonna have to Google that. But he was at a Swedish club for 8 years or 7 years, something like that. And then he went to the Jacks for a year.
Yes, he's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. Someone mentioned a couple of weeks ago that he'd taken a United job and laughed him off.
Jesus, no. Yeah, I don't think he's quite ready for that.
Yeah. So, but he's up there, mate. He's up there. But again, it's November. Let's see where he is in March, April, May. But to be fair, Brighton. I've got to give it to Brighton. They are one of these days. I find it struggle to watch a game of football and concentrate, but Brighton are an entertaining team to watch.
Indeed, mate. Gerrard, I'm assuming Harry Kane scored a couple of goals because people are. Gerrard just asked me about Harry, so yeah,
the guy messaged me today saying, "Oh, what do you think the score's going to be?" I said it's going to be 4-0. He went, "Yeah, but he's not playing. He's not playing. He's not playing."
They're playing Albania.
Yeah, so
come on now. Yeah. Before we get to the questions, mate, I want to put this kind of discussion with you. I gave you a little bit of a heads up of it earlier. So there was a few posts going around social media this week regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And obviously you're a United fan as well, so I want to get your take on it. Because I saw you put a post up saying anyone who's a United fan using the hashtag Ole out should hang their head in shame or something similar.
No. If anyone on my Twitter is following the Ole protest, please press the unfollow button and fuck off, you weirdos.
There's an actual protest, is there? About
no. Now it's changed. It's just a Glazer out one. Because they turned up to Old Trafford with an Ole out, they'd get slapped.
I was going to say,
that.
Can't imagine that would have been.
We don't do kind of stuff like that at Old Trafford, especially it's a person like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You're mad. So yeah. Now it's a Glazer, but it won't happen.
Rhodri, it's your podcast there, mate. Shoot the defence. Says Graham Potter better than Eddie Howe.
Yeah, Eddie Howe.
There we go, mate.
Yeah, Graham Potter will probably end up in Cyprus in the league there, or something like that.
Oh, come on. He's better than Mick McCarthy, mate. Jesus.
Oh, well, you never know.
I say that. He's an ex-Swansea manager as well.
Pardon?
He's an ex-Swansea manager, and I say that he's better than Mick McCarthy.
No, but, right. He's winding me up because he's Eddie Howe. It's Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's a better one than Graham Potter. He's got Bournemouth promoted. He's through the leagues. Now he's got Newcastle job. Yes, he's under pressure, but Potter's a good coach. Like I say, he's entertaining coaching. He play good football, but come on, still, Man United, come on.
So there was a few posts going around on like social media and that. Just basically, so there was this one guy. I have no idea if he's reputable or if he gets, because you get all these football Twitter accounts. But I saw a few people sort of saying that he's reputable. So I wanted to start the conversation with this. He says Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have agreed to go separate ways a couple of weeks ago in order to save the club's image. They've agreed that Ole will step down publicly as soon as the manager himself was successor has officially signed his contract. Until then, Ole will stay as a manager. The squad has been informed. The only unanswered question left is who the manager will be. I know for a fact that Zidane tops the list. At first, United fancied Ten Hag, but he made it clear he won't leave mid-season. Brendan Rodgers is a smokescreen to put pressure on Zidane. First of all, go on, you go for it.
He knows for a fact the guy's from Colombia. He's from Colombia. How does he know?
No idea, mate.
So,
maybe he's a journalist. Could have contacts all over the world, Mel. You know
sure
those people.
Sure
There's a lot of football Twitter people in there, but I wasn't necessarily wanting to talk about him and whether he's reputable, etc. It was more the discussion of, one, do you think that's a possible scenario, and two, how much pressure is Solskjaer under, because it has been bad recently.
You're always under pressure. It's Manchester United. He'll know that more than anyone. But he's under pressure. You're always under pressure. So it's not good when you hear different noises. All you've got to do now is stick together, because you're hearing different noises. Ronaldo's getting a revolt. Bruno Fernandes is this. All the top, alpha males of the team. They're going at them now. The media's coming out that it's them saying it.
Yeah.
So you just
got to stick together.
He's got to be strong. Usually, when he's back against the wall, he comes out fighting, and he needs his team to do that as well. But yeah, no doubt he's under pressure. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't think he's capable of being Manchester United manager and taking us to great things. I hope I'm wrong, but what I've seen, it's not going to happen. But I've got to say, from like what I touched on with Steven Gerrard, when he come, he's left Manchester United in a better place than when he came. So, he leaves with his reputation held high, but I don't want that to happen. I want him to succeed, but will I personally think that'll happen? No, I don't. But, I'm still going to back it. I'm not going to ask Ole out, all this crap protest. I'm going to back the manager until he gets shown his P45. Until then my stance on it. I'm going down in flames with my manager. I'm sticking by him. I'm not Rio Ferdinand. Oh no, maybe this, maybe he was freaking giving him what he wanted in the contract 2 years ago. He signed what he wants. Now he's maybe this, maybe he's not good enough, maybe he needs to walk away. I'm not that guy. I'm with you all the way until we crash and burn.
Managers are never going to walk. I saw someone the other day saying he should, because he loves Man United, he should walk away. Now, let me just say this, regardless of the club, so even if you take Solskjaer out of it and you take Man United out of it, no manager so if you look at when he played football, I'm not saying he's short of a few bob, but I'm saying that it wasn't the amount of money that you get paid today. Like he wasn't getting 250, 300 grand a week or whatever. And also, why should he walk away? He was given a contract. He's going to do his best until they tell him they don't want him or he succeeds. And then he'll get his payoff and then he can go with his head held high. Why should he quit?
Because he's got a very, very good reputation. And, every week this kind of stuff happens, his reputation is diminishing.
I would
not
argue
with real
managerial
United fans, but there are a lot of poison, callous United fans out there.
Yeah, there is.
That bad mouthing him and don't even have no clue about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and what he's done for Manchester United. So, it's a difficult one, but like I say, he is under pressure and he's got to hope his players got him out of it, because this is his team.
I can't remember many football clubs turning against genuine legends, even if things go bad if they take over as manager. I can't remember too many clubs turning against like genuine out and out legends.
It doesn't happen. It's people from
all over the world.
No. It's people from London who support Spurs and dickheads in Nottingham who support Nottingham Forest who are bad-mouthing. They're not Manchester United fans. They won't get seen at Old Trafford. That's why they're filming in back streets and not outside Old Trafford anymore. We don't put this shit anymore because they're all talking crap. Bad-mouthing him. Just abusing him. Wanting your team to get beat, to get a person sacked is not Manchester United. Fuck off with somewhere else with that shit. It doesn't. We don't tolerate it. It doesn't happen.
Good for you, mate. I like the passion, mate, and I agree with you 100%. If he goes anytime soon, those three names which I mentioned, Zidane, Rodgers, and Ten Hag, you happy with all three? Have you got a preference? Any of them sort of underwhelm you?
Preferably Rodgers for me. Because he's got, I know the Liverpool connection, but I think he's a really good coach. I like the way he talks. I've always liked Brendan Rodgers. He's a good coach. You can play for him, and he knows what he's talking about. Zidane, you can't say no to Zidane because of the play and what he did at Real Madrid as a coach as well. So I prefer them two, but I'm still with Ollie until I'm told otherwise.
Do you think with Zidane that the fact that Zidane doesn't speak any English would hold back from doing a good, doing a good job long term or even short term? Do you think that's a problem in this day and age?
Say again.
Because Zidane doesn't speak English, do you think that's a problem?
Yeah.
Because I think even with a couple of French players...
Yes, but you've got people there like Pogba,
Varane,
other French people, people there who can speak English. But yeah, it's a problem. No. But Bielsa has been here 4 years and done what speak. So it irritates me that. It irritates me. If you go to a country, have the respect to learn the language.
Yeah, at least try, do your best. Don't...
Not just he's just not even bothering.
Owen Jones says he can't see Zidane ever coming to the Premier League. Yeah, he also says he thinks Brendan Rodgers will be the next Man United manager. Yeah, if I had to put money on it, I think I'd say Brendan Rodgers will take over at the end of the season. I think Solskjaer stays there till the summer because I don't think United want to sack Solskjaer mid-season if they can avoid it. They want to see it out.
One for you. What's excuse me. What's proper annoying as well, if events wouldn't have happened and how Wales have done so well, Ryan might have been in the talks of it because the job that he's done, Wales are turning around the young players and the way they're playing. But obviously, the events have happened, and we'll see what happens in January. But he would have definitely been in the running for it. So
100%.
It's a shame, but we'll see what happens. But
can I ask you a hypothetical question on that then? If you take out everything that's happened, if he was still doing well as Wales manager, and the Man United job was offered to him, do you think that pull would be too much for him to take over? That club.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
How long was he there? 30 years?
Yeah.
Because he was played until 38.
14 until he was 40, 44, Jesus. 43.
Unbelievable,
so,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a long time, isn't it? It's, even being Welsh, I think that's.
But like I'm saying, he went the easy route. He didn't do the Steven Gerrard way. He went the assistant, where you're not making any decisions. It's someone else, and you're just going along with it. Where Steven Gerrard, he's coaching him behind the scenes, he's making decisions for himself, and then he's gone on to Rangers. Now he's got. Where when you're number two, now he's come into the Wales job, but he's done a really good job. Got some of the older players out, blooded some of the young players out, did really well in the Euros, even though he wasn't there, but it was his team, and obviously Robert Page was listening to whatever. So, but Robert Page just took it on and gone on. But he would have definitely been in the conversation. Definitely.
Yes.
100%. Would it have been a bit too early? Possibly.
Maybe.
possibly, but he would have definitely been in the conversation because of his stature at Manchester United and how well he's done it at Wales.
I do wonder whether they would have had their fingers burnt with Solskjaer with like a more recent
but Solskjaer didn't do well as a coach anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I think he got it off from being the caretaker.
Yeah, a great 15 games. You know, you see the coach, like I say, you can see in it the way they talk, the way the players play, and Ryan's no different from Steven Gerrard in that aspect. So,
mate. Couple of questions then to finish us off. Lorna Evans says, "Do you think John Terry will eventually manage a football club?"
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And
see the dog getting shot there.
Trying to get in the shot, trying to steal a moment from you, isn't he? Beautiful little dog. My dog's getting proper old now. She can't even. She's just like struggling to get up, and I just walk around farting every time she moves.
He's only 12 months. He's a proper
puppy. K. Charles says, Rhodri, who would you like to see replace Jeff Stelling as on Soccer Saturday? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that is a good question. See, that's the one that you'd have to, chew
on. A few years ago, mate, I'd have said Stan Collymore. When he was working at TalkSport, I'd have said Collymore.
No.
Do you know why? No. Because I don't watch Soccer Saturday, so I'd like to see everyone going nuts.
Soccer Saturday, you've got to have, you've got to
needs to be someone
about, you've got to have a bit of banter. You've got to obviously know the game, but Stan Collymore, no. Stick to radio.
Who do you think would be a good shout for it? I'm trying to think if there's I think Jim White will probably be in with a shout with it because he's got that TalkSport show. I don't think he's a good fit.
We need something. It's a new panel, so you want someone new, like a David Prutton. No,
not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
Left field. No, someone
I
like that.
Who's the? Oh, I apologize. I've forgotten her name. The woman who works on BT Sport as a presenter. She's really good. And the other, I've forgotten her bloody name.
No, you could go offside and get a woman in, Laura Woods. But
yeah, there's a couple of decent women presenters around at the moment.
So you could go with a woman.
Just get Roy Keane in there. Just get Roy Keane in there. Get Roy Keane in there just to insult everyone.
Roy Keane's not a host.
I know, but it's just him arguing with what's his face last weekend was hysterical.
You can
climbing.
You can. What was the question?
Presenter of Soccer Saturday.
Laura Woods.
No one springs to mind.
Offside with a woman.
Yeah, I think it's something different.
But they have to be. There's only a couple, 2 or 3 that
are really good.
Probably, yeah.
What's the one who used to work on TalkSport and now does? I think she works for the BBC now.
She's American now. She's America.
There's 2 Georgies, though, isn't there? There's Georgie Thompson and
there's one that married Chris Coleman.
Is that Georgie Bingham? No, I don't know. I forget.
One of them married Chris Coleman, isn't they?
Right, okay. But they're both really good. So I wouldn't be.
Jeff Stelling's been.
Do you know what, mate? If Georgie Thompson hadn't gone the American route, I think she would have probably been the person to get it because Sky loved her. She's personable. She knows about football.
Well, Kirsty Gallagher, she's dropped off the face of the earth. Where's she gone?
That's a good point. She used to be everywhere as well, didn't she, on Sky, on the various panel shows and that.
Yeah, suddenly she disappeared.
Next question. Donna says, why do you think Brighton are doing so well this year?
Graham Potter, he's a good coach.
Graham Potter, best coach in England.
I won't go that far. No, he's not.
Best English coach, sorry.
He's not best Man United. No, he's Cyprus level. Told Stell before.
What about Rob Boyle says, have you got what's your nickname?
Nickname?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a few.
Come
on. My younger days, Roland.
Roland. Why is that then?
Rolling the Rat. That was a very long time ago.
Very long time.
But no, I haven't really got any nicknames. Actually, my company's called Rolling Media Limited. Like that. Because my friend who used to call it me, he died now. So yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay.
But I can't name a company, Rolling Media Limited.
I see. I like companies named after something which means something. I like that.
Yeah. But
you haven't got anything at the moment.
Nah. Rodders, isn't it? Rodders usually. Rodders. It does me head in that though. Rodders associate with plonker.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
it is, isn't it?
Rodders, you plonker.
Straight away, it's the first thing you think of. Leslie Coates said, Rhodri, what was your favourite food in prison? He's obsessed. The prison question.
Who said that?
Leslie. He said his was pizza. Best he's had.
See, Leslie, I boxed smart. I knew people was there, so when I was coming, I said I was vegetarian. So instead of being in the big hall with the mess, I was in the small room with the vegetarians and the Muslims, and then you befriend the Muslims, and then you get the halal meat. There we go.
Clever.
So lamb, halal meat, mutton and rice, yeah, and a bit of vegetables to go with it.
Nice. Donna says, who do you visit family-wise when you come to Cardiff? They're all so bloody nosy. Unreal.
Yeah. Donna, I've seen it. I don't speak to Haley, any of them that have ostracized me. I'm out there. They don't speak to me. So I haven't spoke to any of them for about 10 years. I seen Haley's son Callum. I seen him a couple of months ago. Chat to him. I was in Cardiff and I was staying there.
Good stuff.
But other than that, I've not seen any of them for 10 years. I see the other family, the dark side.
Let's have a look. Any more questions? I'm sure there was another one. Roy Keane is a replacement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yes or no?
No. Roy Keane be a good number 2.
I think he's shown that could potentially be one of the, like Carlos Queiroz was regarded as like the best number 2 in the world for a few years.
Yeah, I think.
And whenever he took a manager's job, it didn't do well, did it?
That's the problem you've got. He wants to be. He did well at Sunderland. He'd be a good manager. He needs to get the right job. Ipswich was shocking. Don't know why he went there, but Sunderland did a good job. He got him promoted. He kept him up, and then I think he's the one where you've got a shelf limit, Roy Keane. You can only take so much with Roy Keane. Like if he was coaching me after about 3 or 4 years, I'd be fucking scrapping with him or something. Be like, shut up, give me head in now. I think you get sick of it. So as a player, it's different. You see his qualities and you go with it. But even then, his qualities diminished and he was down the road. His mouth got too much and he was like, see you later. So, yeah.
Interesting. A few suggestions from the people for Soccer Saturday. Rob Boyle says Cammy. Donna Perry
you want
says
someone who's
Alex
actually
Scott.
capable of doing the job.
I can imagine Chris Kamara getting a bit pickled.
He's all right in the grounds. He's not good sitting there for 6 hours. He have a laugh.
Let's have a look. Right, that looks like I think we've got through all the questions. So appreciate you guys watching and listening as always. Please do check out manscaped.com. Use the code GIGS, get 20% off and free shipping. Help us out, support the show, support the channel by supporting our brand partners. Helps us out a lot. I can't tell you how much that helps us out a lot. Leslie Coates, I'm going to finish with this, mate, because this is possibly the most ridiculous question I've ever heard. He says, what's your Twitter handle? It's literally underneath your face. Right by there. It's by there. Jesus.
That's it.
Garen Cole says Mark Chapman will be the next Soccer Saturday person.
Mark Chapman's a good shout, but he's a BBC guy.
Yeah.
BBC guy.
What's Dan Walker, maybe? Is it another
Dan
one?
Walker would be also a BBC guy.
I think if
But these have all got contracts with BBC. So
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What about Lineker? He's
Also
out of BT Sport.
Also, mind you, no, he does my head in, Lineker. He's match the day guy. Match the day is bigger than Soccer Saturday.
Yeah, I think so.
And
what about
it's shorter? It's more money.
Yeah, it's a long old day, isn't it?
Guy only wants to sit there for 6 hours, 5 hours, and he just comes in on Saturday night and gets £4 million a year. Come on.
I reckon Tim Lovejoy would have been good, but once he left Soccer AM and went and did that, what's he doing? He does something on Sundays.
He left Soccer AM, his hair fell out, and that was it. It's curtains, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Channel 4.
For his hair, wasn't he? What's he do? He does something on a Sunday, doesn't he?
Yeah, some cooking thing. Yeah. I don't know.
There you go. Rhodri, anything planned for the weekend, mate?
Planned? No, nothing.
Nice
Watch
chill
Wales
weekend
tomorrow. Watch the end of the scum in a minute against the Albanians, and then that's it.
And then what about? That's what I was going to say. I forgot to get to was Scotland sealed a playoff place against Moldova.
Yeah, big. Well done to Clarke. He seems to have turned that round massively. He seems to be a really good coach, and given time, he's done a really good job because they was in the same turmoil as Wales were a few years ago, but they've seemed to turn it around, and all the home nation teams have started to do really well, which is good. You'd like to see them all there at the World Cup, really. Yeah,
I absolutely, mate. 100%. Most importantly, I just want Wales to get there.
You want your hometown, but you want to see Scotland,
it would be
Wales,
amazing.
Northern Ireland, and Republic of Ireland all there because it's just good for the everyone, isn't it?
Would be just an immense, wouldn't it, to be able to come on you for the first couple of weeks of the World Cup, and it'd be like Scotland, Ireland, Wales, England. Yeah. That would be phenomenal. Really, would love that.
You kind of know all the players as well, or kind of most of them, and
Steve Clarke, mate. I think he's done a good job wherever he's gone. I would say. I think there was one job which went a bit sour for him quite quick. It might have been West Brom, but I think on the whole, Steve Clarke has done a really good job wherever he's gone. And he's a good coach as well. But I think if I remember, and my memory's shocking, but I think with the West Brom thing, I think he rubbed a few players up the wrong way because he's quite abrasive at times, isn't he? And I think he kind of rubbed some people up the wrong way in his second season, if I remember correctly. But he did a good job. Villa, I don't think he was there. He was assistant manager, wasn't he, to Di Matteo for a bit. But I think he seems to be a good coach as opposed to a manager, and I think those type of managers, they seem to do quite well at international level. There's a few knocking about who've been like assistants or had like a few stints at manager, and then when they go up to be international managers, they do quite well. But going to be interesting. Don't forget to do your Soccer 6, mate.
No, I've done it. I did it at the start.
Here we go. And we'll be back next Friday. But keep an eye out on your social medias and stuff like that, because you never know what might pop up on there. Ace Podcast Nation Official on Instagram and Facebook, at AceCast_Nation on Twitter, at Rod James Giggs on the Twitter machine. Give us a follow. Spread the word. Tell your people about the show. Still a relatively new show as we continue to grow and develop. But we'll be back next week. Join us Sunday evening, the Danny Batten Fight Show. I'm going to be announcing the guest either tonight, later on, or tomorrow morning. But if you're an MMA fan, it's an absolute blinder. Current world champion, and he's joining me from America. It's going to be, I can't wait. It's going to be a really good show on Sunday. So that'll be 8 o'clock on Sunday.
What are we going to talk about next week when we're there?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. We're going to have to work it out, what I mean. We're going to have to work it out. Yeah, so I suppose we could put it to the people now, can't we? Now that it's all in everything. Next week, me and Rhodri are recording a show in a studio. And we want to talk about some subjects which not necessarily like the latest games and the latest stuff which go out of date quickly. We want some sort of stuff which can last a bit longer. So if you've got any subject suggestions or anything like that, get them to us over the weekend by the start of next week. And you never know, your subject or your questions might be featured in that show, which will be out at a later date, but there'll certainly be some clips coming out of it. But we'll still be here Friday as usual. But yeah, so if there's any subjects you can think of, then send them in. But until then, we bid you farewell, and we'll see you next week. Laters. Nice one.
Giggs. G-I-G-G-S. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at?
It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion, Messi is better than me, but in my mind, I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. Do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Like scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy cards, you can tat it up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.